Alright, so this is going to be your video walkthrough on your 2025 Roost 43 by Wildwood Heritage Plan. Alright, so we'll get started right up front here. Alright, so the first light here just has its own little switch on the bottom. Battery's going to be in this box here, and everything is secured down. You got your front jacks, spare tires in here as well, plus your window cover, which will be on the camper when you get it. Alright, so both of these buttons here are going to be for your landing gear. The right one's your right leg, your left one is your left leg. Alright, so push both of them up together, both of them retract, push both of them down, both of them extend. Alright, and we've got propane here. So this is going to be a 30-pound tank, and both tanks on this thing are full. The knob here just turns it on and off. So the arrow here, right there's the arrow. So if it's turned this way, it's pulling off of the front, off of this tank here. When the green turns red, just letting you know it's out. So spin it all the way to the other side like that, and then walk around to the other side of the camper, open up that tank, and you're back up and running. Always do one or the other. That way you always got a backup. Alright, then we got the docking station. First off, we got your water filter housing here, and the rinse forks here. This here is for antifreeze. So if you guys ever winterize the camper with the antifreeze, just pull this out, stick it into the jug, walk inside, turn your water pump on, and then it'll pull up through the system. Just open up all your faucets till you see the coloration change. The light's a motion sensor light. Up top, it's going to be black tank number 1 flush. Then you got black tank number 2 flush. Now when you hook the water hose to either one of these here, always make sure your black tank handles are pulled open. Reason being, if that tank's already full, then it will come out the commode or it will come out the vent on the roof, because these are only flushes. This one here is going to be city water hookup. Any campground you go to or at home, if you're setting this thing up permanently, always hook into this side of it. This side here is going to be a fresh tank fill. If you guys ever go boondocking somewhere's off grid, fill this tank up before you leave home, and it's probably around 50-60 gallons on this camper. Outdoor shower here, and it has a hose inside for it, and hot and cold. The bottom 2 handles here are for your gray tanks, which is going to be sinks and showers. This one here is going to be your for whenever you winterize it. So turn it up like that, winterizes it, and turn it back down like that whenever you hook in city water is normal flow. Water heaters here. This is an on-demand water heater. So you can leave this switch here on all the time. Then you got a control panel inside that you can turn it on and off and control the heat. In the wintertime, always drain it right here. Just pull that lever there and everything will drain. Now your sewer hookup is going to be right here. And everything comes out of this one outlet here for all 4 tanks. Power cord comes with the camper. This one's probably around 40-50 foot. Up top here, this little black vent cover here, it's just going to be for the range when you're cooking on the stove. Just make sure that little flap in there is popped open. When you're not using it, pop it back closed. The antenna there is for the radio. So up top there to the left is prep for a ladder. You can scan that QR code right there and it'll take you to the website to order that thing. And then right in the center is going to be this prep for a backup camera. It's total plug and play system, so you don't have to cut no wires at all. Stabilizer jacks on this thing. We always use a 3/4 socket and a drill, not an impact. That's just what we use. A little bit faster than the hand crank they give you. JBL speakers outside. You got 2 of those. This here is going to be the dryer exhaust, and this here's the spot for outdoor television. If you want to hook this right here is just reception from inside to out here. And then you got your 110 power to power up the TV. You also have 2 refrigerators outside. And also in this compartment here is going to be your water for your washer, and hot and cold, and plus the drain for it as well. Alright, so this is storage. Pick up on the red handle, pull, and it comes out and it stops. The black bar there is just a handrail for the steps as you go up the door. The hand crank here is going to be for the slides or the spare tire. Right, so this box here is going to be the solar controller. It pretty much just tells you what the solar panels are putting out to the battery and what the battery is doing. And it shows you the temp of it as well. So that's the temp of the battery. Then you got 13.2 volts to the battery, 21.8 volts to the battery, 91 degrees Fahrenheit, and the battery's putting out 13.2, 8.7 amps. Alright, so this one down here is going to be a battery disconnect switch. Anytime you're not using the camper, turn that thing off. It saves your battery power, so when you come back to it, you got a good battery. And you got a bottle opener. And then this is your other propane tank. So when you flip the switch on the other side to pull this one, just come over here and open this thing up. Just like so. Left open, righty closes. And you also got a leash link for the pets. Furnace exhaust is here. Keep in mind that thing gets very hot. Now when the awning's out, you can adjust the pitch of it. So just grab right here and pull down on it. And it just adjusts the pitch a little bit. Both sides do the same way. Now when you go to roll it back up, just make sure this arm's back out straight. So push back up on it until it's back out straight. There we go. All right. So the main control panel is going to be right in here for the slides and the awning and your lights and stuff. So up top here, we got start with your fresh tank. So on the meter to the right, bottom's empty, the top's full. So fresh tank is empty. Your battery is full. Black tank 1 empty. Black tank 2 empty. Gray 1 empty. Gray 2 is a third, and that's just the kitchen sink and where we've been running water through it, testing everything. And then your ox tank if you wanted to add one. Water pump, you fill your fresh tank up, turn your water pump on. That's what's going to pressurize the whole camper. Sinks, showers, commodes, washer, dryer, everything. This one here is tank heaters. So in the wintertime, if you ever go somewhere it's cold enough, turn that on. It's just a little heating pads up under each one of the holding tanks. Keeps them from freezing in the wintertime. So lights number 1 is going to be right above the slide there. Number 2 is going to be the pendant lights over the dinette or the island. And number 3 is going to be awning lights, which is your outside LEDs, which are those lights there. Alright, now the bottom row of switches are going to be for the awning and the slides. So first one's the awning in, up. And then down is putting it back out. Now when you put it out, when you see the flap come down like so, when it gets straight down, you know it's all the way out. Another tip on that awning, when you leave the camper for any reason, don't matter if you're going right down the street, right back. Roll that thing up before you leave. It's a lot cheaper to hit that button for a few seconds than to replace that awning. Right, so slide 1 here. This one's going to be the refrigerator slide. The second one is the TV slide. And the third one is the couch slide. Up top here is going to be your main lights for up top. So turn the switch down is off, up is on. Now the slide on the right is going to be a dimmer. So you can dim them out if you wanted to. Now this right here is going to be for your water heater. It's your water heater controller I was telling you about outside. Alright, so when you turn the hot water on, so that you see that thing kick on, when you see the flame come on it, then you know it's fired up doing what it's supposed to do. This button here is on and off. This one is Celsius or Fahrenheit, and then the up and down is your temp. So it's set to 122, which is high as it'll go, and then you can bring it down if you want to. All right. One time we're right here, you got a cup washer. If you turn this knob here to the left, it does the waterfall there. All the way to the left is going to be the hot. Turn it a little bit to the right, it's cold for the faucet. All the way to the right is hot for the faucet. And then you can change the way it sprays just by that little button there. And the little button on top here, you pull it down, it does that. That's pretty cool, I thought. Now this side over here, so when the water's on, alright, so just say for instance, the water's super hot, or you just don't want to reach your hand down in there to pull the plug up. So this knob here, you turn it a little bit, it just lifts the drain just a tad bit so the water will drain out, but it'll keep all the food and everything what's in the sink right there inside the drain. So you don't have to worry about stopping the sink up. Then soap, pop the cover off here, put whatever soap you want in there, put it back down and prime it up. Alright, so right up over here, this little light switch just does these. This one here does your fan, which is right here in the kitchen. Down is up, down is off, up is on. This little box here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas leak detector. That's tied into the system, so you don't have to worry about batteries for that. Now breaker box and fuse panel, everything is labeled what does what. Cool thing about this one, if any one of the fuses blow out on you, there's going to be a little red light to light up beside exactly which fuse pops. Just takes all the guesswork out, and that's why this screen is here. So when that thing's shut, if you ever notice a red light glowing in there, it's just letting you know a fuse popped. Alright, so got thermostats here. Alright, so we go to off. Alright, so this one does the one right here in the kitchen. So push it till it starts flashing, then you can turn it to the right, you go to cool, then you go to heat, cool plus heat, dry cool, and back to off. Then you got high fan auto, low auto, high always on, low always on, always running on high auto. And then once you do that, then spin the knob to the left or right, does your temperature. The bottom one here is for the bedroom, the master bedroom. So push it, activates it. Left is off, right's cool, then you got dry cool, and back to off. So the only one that works the furnace is going to be the top one. Alright, we got the bathroom. Alright, so first switch does the main top lights. Second switch does your mirror light. And then the third switch, if you leave the fan always on up there, You can turn it on and off from here. So to open the fan, push the little black button there and push out on it, opens it. Pull in, closes. Now you can cut it off from the top button here, or you can turn it off right here. Hot water, cold water. Shower. Now anytime you're traveling, always keep these doors locked down. Now you can put that thing on like that. You can put it on like that, but just know it's not locked. You always want to hear that click. Shower, left side's hot water. Right side's cold water. You also got a little chair in the shower. On the commode, on the pedal on the right, halfway down on that pedal is going to be just water to fill up the bowl. And then all the way down is flush. We've got storage here. Storage up top a little bit. Now your washer and dryers are going to be down here. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to do lightly sold, so it's only 25 minutes. So once you set what you want, hit start. Alright, so what time that's doing that cycle, we'll come over here to the dryer. Alright, so to turn the dryer on, all you do is come right here, turn it to the right, select how long you want it to dry for, and push start. So this button here, if the tab's out, it's on low heat. If it's in, it's on high heat. You can see the water starting to come in there now. Alright, so while that thing's washing, we will continue on with the walkthrough. Alright, so up here in the hallway, 2 light switches there. First one does the hallway lights, the second one does the bunkhouse lights. These louvers in the bunkhouse, they do operate. Both sides do the same way. So whenever you're watching TV, any TV in the camper, if this green light's on, it's shooting power to the antenna, so you will be watching local channels. Now if you're in a park, they're gonna most likely you'll be hooked into their cable. If you are hooked in the cable, turn the green light off. It lets the cable feed come through. Always hook the cable up through the bottom spot on the coaxes, because the top is just for satellite. USB port up top. It's pre-wired for a King Wi-Fi booster. It's just going to boost the Wi-Fi at the campground signal is all it's going to do. Alright, we'll come into the bedroom. Now when you come into the bedroom, watch your step, because it is a step down. Alright, so thermostat in here is going to be for the bedroom only. So cool, dry, cool, and off. And auto high, auto low, high, low. I always run on auto high. and then your temp. Alright, the first switch does the main lights. Second switch does the slide top lights. Third switch does the slide accent lights. These two switches here, the right one is slide in and out for that's the bed slide. The left one is slide in and out for the TV slide. Light switch over here, on and off for the top, and the slider beside it is a dimmer. So you can dim them out if you want. USB ports and 110 power on each side. Now you do got a fireplace. TV here. You got clothes space. You can hang your clothes up on both sides. Alright, commode, same as the other one on the pedal. Halfway down is just water to fill up the bowl. All the way down is flush. Alright. So to the left is going to be your hot. To the right is going to be your cold. GFI outlet is here. This one here is going to be fan on and fan off. Now when you cut the fan on, it's in closed now, so put it in open, then it'll pull air out. When you turn it back closed, it don't pull air out at all. First light switch here is the top main light, and then the second one is your mirror light. Little light on the bottom down there is motion sensor. Refrigerator controls are here, right on the front. So they're locked right now, so hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, unlocks it. Then you can change the temp. Refrigerator, I mean. And then you got your freezers on the bottom. And this one don't have an ice maker in it. Pantry. Light switch on the wall here, just turns the lights above the stove on and off. Microwave. You got light there. And then you got a exhaust fan there. So high, low, and then off. And then the rest of it was pretty much a regular household style microwave. Now the stove, turn to high, push in on it. Now, this little button here just turns the fan on inside. This one does your lights. And then for the stove, the oven part, turn right there, push in on it. And you can't really see it. But you can hear it whenever the striker kind of quietens down a little bit. Then you know that it's lit for the pilot. Alright, so the striker quietened down. Now turn it to whatever temp I want, and then you see it come around the burner. Alright. We do have a little charging station up top here. So you do have a light switch up top here, and it's for the blue lights. Alright, so the bottom there just cuts it on and off. Well, let's find us a good station. Alright, so zone A is going to be for the subwoofer, which is right there. Now the blue light to the left, you can turn that subwoofer up and down. Zone B is outside speakers, and zone C is your inside. If you hit this button here, that's going to be the modes. So you got USB, aux 1, aux 2, optical, HDMI, ARC, and Bluetooth, and then back to FM. Fireplace, first button there cuts it on and off. Second one does the colors. Third one does the dimness of the flame. And then the fourth button does your temp. So, top right corner of the screen, '99 is high as it'll go. On is always on. OF is going to be off just for the accent lights. And then back through the thermostat. Alright, so remote there is for the radio. This one's for the fireplace. And this one's for the TV. And this is one of them smart TVs. You got your Netflix, Disney, Sling, all that stuff on there. Alright, fire extinguisher's right by the door. Light switch here is for the living room. The slider is going to be the dimmer for the living room. The bottom switch is going to be the lights for the slide. Now when you go to close these slides up, you're going to move that table there out of the way. This part of the couch is going to fold around, all the way around, and then the table goes right back on top of the couch for transport. And that's the only way you need to move that slide, is whenever this couch is folded around. Alright, lastly, we've got the bunkhouse up top over here. First right there is the main light switch. And there's really not a whole lot up here. Got a couple mattresses. TV hookup is there. There's actually a TV backer in the wall right there. And then you got a little bit of storage up top here. Just be careful when you come down these stairs in the morning time. They're kind of steep. Alright. Now I'm going to do one last little walk through and just let you guys check this thing out, and then that's going to be about it. Alrighty, y'all. This is going to conclude your walkthrough on your Roost 43. Hope you guys enjoy this thing.